I am David King, and I approve this message.
Milwaukee, it's time for change. It's time for leadership that listens, understands, and takes action. David King is that leader. As a dedicated community advocate and successful entrepreneur, David knows what it takes to get things done. He's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and work alongside the people of Milwaukee to tackle our toughest challenges. From improving public safety to investing in our schools, David King has a bold vision for our city's future. He'll ensure that every resident has a seat at the table.
Together, we can build a Milwaukee that works for everyone, a city where opportunity knows no bound and where our best days are yet to come. I'm David King, and I am ready to lead.
Authorized and paid for by King for Mayor, Celanese Landon, Treasurer.
Blessings, everybody. It is Think About It Tuesday. I'm excited to be with you guys here on Think About It Tuesday. I'm looking for my notes. There's something I really want to share with you guys on tonight. But I'm excited, and as I tag people, I ask that you tag them as well. I'm looking, just grabbing my notes. Let me see, where did I put them? But it's a blessing to be share, because we're going to talk about our local government, our local races, and the beauty of everything that's we went through and we are going through in the city. So I'm excited. I'm glad that each and every one of you are here with me. And so I'm just trying to find one of my notes. And this is the beauty of being here. I had everything where I needed it to be, and I moved something. But until then, let me just talk about what's going on in the city right now. I want to invite you to a couple of things that's happening. And this is happening Thursday night at the barbershop. It's called the Barbershop Real Talk, February 29th at 6 p.m. We're going to be located at King Cut Salon, 5020 West Hampton Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The topic of our talk on Thursday night will be, do we want real change or not? And that's something that we need to talk about. That's something that we need to get an understanding on, something that we need to ask ourselves, and if we do, are we willing to go into and do the work for the change that we want in our city? And so also on next week, Tuesday, at the Lawrence restaurant on the corner of 16th and Lincoln, 1601 West Lincoln Avenue. We will be there from 6 to 8. It's a meet and greet. If you're on the south side, you're not on the south side, but you want to be a part of this conversation, you are more than welcome to be a part of the conversation that we're going to have at this meet and greet. So you might want to come to the meet and greet on the south side at 1601 West Lincoln Avenue, or you might want to come to the Barbershop Real Talk, 5020 West Hampton Avenue. And the topic of the Barbershop Real Talk is, do we want real change? All right, so I don't know what I did with my notes, so I'm going to have to go off of what I remembered that I wanted to share with you guys on today. Oh, here they are right here. Thank you, Lord. So we know that this is Think About It Tuesday, and in Think About It Tuesday, we just bring up different topics and we share. And Tammy, it's good to see you, and y'all can tag other people because we're going to talk about something that is very, very good. And so I'm just making sure that I'm also tagging people into this because we really want to talk about a lot of things that mainstream media is not talking about. Um, Mainstream media wants people to think that our mayor, Cavalier Johnson, doesn't have a real opponent. They want you to think that if you don't raise $1 million, you don't have a chance. And, I believe that what people says, I never believe what people says, you got to show me. I believe that together, I believe together we can make it where we can make a difference. And so mainstream media made it look like a blowout in the election, that Cavalier Johnson is the favorite for everybody, and that we don't have a chance. And I love when people underestimate me. But one thing about me is that I'm a numbers man, and I look at numbers, and I start to pay close attention to numbers. And so when I saw the results of the primary, it says that Cavalier Johnson won 89% of the votes. I ended up with, I think they said 10% of the votes and everything. And it made people look like, wow, 89% of the votes. He got this. He's just going to win. He's going to be the next mayor. So when you look at the numbers in our primary, in the city of Milwaukee, there are a total of 269,578 voters, registered voters in the city of Milwaukee. A total of 30,923 people casted a ballot on February the 20th. 54 of those ballots was blanked. 11.47% voted in our primary. 11.47%. Out of 269,000 plus people, only 30,000 voted in the primary. So we have to stop and think for a minute and ask ourselves what's going on. Because when I looked at the numbers in the special election, only 69, he got 69,000. Donovan got 24,000. So you're looking at maybe 80-something thousand people voted for a mayor, even in the special election. Out of 269,000 voters, only 80 voters, only 81,000 voters voted. So I look at the numbers, and then we have to ask a question. And that question is, why is it such a low turnout of voters when it comes to local races than it is when it comes to presidential elections and governor's elections? And I tell you what I have seen in the years that I've been dealing with politics, and I've been dealing with politics for, since 2007, 2008, I really dived into politics. And they push the presidential race, they push the governor's race, but they don't push local government races. And I wanted to know why. I wanted to understand what was really going on. And the problem is that they trained us. They trained us to focus on president race and not local races because they didn't want us to understand and realize that local races deals with our life, our everyday life. If everybody understood that, it would not have been only 11% of voters that would have went out and voted in the primary. And I'm believing and praying and sharing with people that the same amount of people that goes out and vote in the presidential race will get involved in their local races and begin to come out and vote. We never have a large number of people voting in the spring election, dealing with local races, dealing with the potholes, dealing with your water bill, your tax bill, dealing with your business, dealing with everything you deal with on a daily basis. We never address those issues to the fact where we say, I got to go out and vote because the person who's supposed to make sure we're safe ain't doing his job. I got to go and vote because the person that is supposed to make sure these potholes is taken care of is not doing their job. I got to go out and vote because they continue to raise my property taxes. I got to go out and vote because they steady adding fees to my water bill. I got to go out and vote because everything that deals with your everyday life is done in local races. Your local government is the one that has more responsibility on your everyday life than the president does. And so if we continue with 11% turnout in a primary, 11% now, 11% of 269,578 registered voters. Think about that for a minute. Think about you don't have to wait till the presidential race to deal with the most important race. Your most important race is your local government, your local races. This is why our school system is messed up. This is why MPS are failing our kids, but they're asking for another $252 million. This is why your services are terrible. This is why your mayor they're raising sales taxes up 2%, and the county did a 0.4 to take it to 7.9, and then go behind your back and give himself a 15% raise. And you know why he did it? He did it because he knows that in the mayor's race, he knows that in a spring election, a lot of you guys are not going to go out. A lot of you guys are not going to vote. So he put the cart before the horse and gave himself a raise because he feel I'm going to automatically win this. So I might as well take care of me now. And so if you just slow down and just look at things, and you will be able to say, you know what? The local race is the most important race. When you look at District 9, the residents of District 9 was telling the people at City Hall, the mayor and the other aldermen, please do not vote on a juvenile detention center in our district until we get representation, until we get somebody to go and be a voice for us. Please don't do it. They voted on it anyway, and the mayor signed it anyway. So what they're telling the people is, we don't care about you guys. We don't care how you feel. We don't care what you think. We don't care nothing about you. And they know ain't nobody going to go out and vote because they know they can lie. They can say, well, it's the state fault, and everybody will buy that. And all they have to say is, you know what? It's the Republicans at the state capitol that's doing this. It's the Republicans in Congress that's doing this. Let me explain this to you. Republicans at the state level has nothing to do with potholes. It has nothing really to do with our safety. It has nothing to really do with our school board. Because all of those, we have elected people to take care of those jobs. And so when you got a school board who's asking for money, but they got a failing grade with the National Assessment of Education Progress, why would I give them more money? When you have a mayor who have not done his job, have not did anything to really impact the city for the better, but they go behind closed doors and give themselves a raise, I think that that's something that we really have to take a look at. And they're not representing you as an individual. They're not representing me. They're not representing your children or your grandchildren. They're representing themselves. And this is why we have to make up our mind that the presidential race is not until November. So we're going to focus on our local races. We're going to make sure we got a solid foundation from our local level that we will begin to deal and change the guards of our local level so we will have an opportunity to have a great city, to have an opportunity to have a strong family, strong community, business friendly. We want to be able to bite back the tourists to say, don't worry about crime. We're working on crime. Crime is getting better. We want to be able to be a great city on a great lake. And see, if we don't value our city, then the people that don't live here will come in and buy up our city because we don't know what we have. But we have a great city. We have a beautiful city. We have a city that people are coming in and buying up, and we're allowing them to buy it up. We're allowing them to just do whatever they want to do with us. Because why? We don't understand that it's the local races that we have to take hold of. When I say we, I'm talking about we the people. I'm not talking about we the people as a Democrat or we the people as a Republican or we the people as independents or libertarian or Green Party. I'm talking about we the people of the city of Milwaukee. We the ones have to come together. I remember 9/11. When 9/11 happened, the people in this country never said, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm an independent. They never said, I'm rich, I'm poor. They didn't never say I'm black or white. After 9/11, you heard one word from everybody. I am an American. That's what you heard from everybody after 9/11. And a lot of us was proud to be an American. You had young people signing up for the Army. You had a professional athletes giving up their career and signing up for the military because why? Because they realized that we was at a state of emergency and they loved their country. Milwaukee, we at a state of emergency. It's not being a Democrat or Republican or independent or libertarian, or black or white or Latino or Hmong or Asian. It doesn't matter. Right now, it's about us being Milwaukeeans, and we're coming together that we can have a safe city, a prosperous city, a strong city that we will be able to sit back and be proud of, that we live in a city not number one in crime, number one in black incarceration, number one in failing schools, but we would be a city where we come together to make a better life for us all, everybody. And so local government is the first step. Local government is the first step of having a better city. Local government is the first step of changing everything that is wrong. It starts at the local level. And we have to look at the ones that have already been in office that couldn't get it done versus those that want to go in and get some stuff done. We gave them years. We gave them more than 2 years. We gave them more than 4 years. How long is it going to take? How long will it take for us to have a better city? Or what has to happen so we do not become like Detroit? So we don't become like Baltimore. Like we don't become like what happened to Gary, Indiana. That we don't become what's happening right now in Chicago, New York, and Boston, and Denver, and San Diego. We want to make sure that we take care of the people that lives in the city of Milwaukee first. We want to make sure we deal with drug overdose. We want to make sure we deal with child sex trafficking. We want to make sure we deal with depression and mental illness. We want to make sure we deal with homelessness. We have to take care of the people of Milwaukee. And we need leadership that has compassion on the people of Milwaukee, that is willing to roll up their sleeve and to get their hands dirty without a camera and coming together and working. So I'm challenging you. I'm challenging everybody on this Think About It Tuesday to ask yourself, why did only 11.47%, 11.5% of registered voters in the city of Milwaukee voted? Oh, and I have some great news. Tomorrow, and then I'm gone. Tomorrow. Join us. Vested in Milwaukee now has a radio show. Vested in Milwaukee now has a radio show on WGLB, the gospel station. WGLB from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every Wednesday, starting tomorrow on WGLB. We will also go live on Facebook, but we have a radio show called Vested in Milwaukee. And we will be taking a look at the city of Milwaukee from a kingdom perspective. I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about the future of Milwaukee. I'm excited that our children and grandchildren will have a better opportunity, because we cannot allow to let what's in office now have 4 more years. I don't think we will survive 4 more years if we allow them. So I just wanted to talk on Think About It Tuesday for a minute. And I just want you guys to know, out of 269,000 people, 11% went out and voted. We have to do better. This is Dr. David D. King. Think About It Tuesday. Until next week, may God bless you.
I am David King, and I approve this message.
Milwaukee, it's time for change. It's time for leadership that listens, understands, and takes action. David King is that leader. As a dedicated community advocate and successful entrepreneur, David knows what it takes to get things done. He's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and work alongside the people of Milwaukee to tackle our toughest challenges. From improving public safety to investing in our schools, David King has a bold vision for our city's future. He'll ensure that every resident has a seat at the table.
Together, we can build a Milwaukee that works for everyone, a city where opportunity knows no bound and where our best days are yet to come. I'm David King, and I am ready to lead.
Authorized and paid for by King for Mayor, Celadis Landon, Treasurer.